My name is Austin Hendershot. I play for Penn Manor Junior Varsity. I command my team and I tell them what to do and tell them how to play the game and what they're doing wrong and how they can fix on their mistakes. I feel the Penn Manor Esports team is something new that I never expected them to do. It's kind of interesting. I'm excited to find new players that are interested in video games as much as I am in the school. For the first year of esports, I'm probably going to be excited for talking to these people, my teammates outside of school, because inside school we're all about math and education, but outside of school we have everything in common, pretty much.
My name is Amaya. I'm from Lancaster, PA. My in-game name is Lost in Space. The story behind my in-game name is that I've just always liked space since I was a kid, so like nostalgia. I've been playing video games since I was 8 years old. My first video game was Call of Duty. What I love about playing competitive video games is the fact that you get to work together as a team, and along the way you might make friends. I got into Overwatch because I've always liked first-person shooter games. My favorite character to play on Overwatch is D.Va and Widowmaker. I usually play tank or support. I joined Penn Manor's Overwatch team because I wanted to make new friends and I already liked Overwatch. So I like the team aspect of it.
And put that on. Welcome, Penn Manor Esports viewers. It is great to be back. I'm sitting here with Coach Craig,
Hello.
as we call him.
Yeah.
And this is Scott Herzog, and I'm one of the advisors here at Penn Manor Esports. And we're bringing you the game live today. Penn Manor taking on Lampeter-Strasburg. Pioneer Esports against PMA Esports. It's bound to be a good game here.
Yeah, I mean, it's our second game.
Second game.
Won the first one.
We won the first one.
We have somewhat good expectations for this one. So.
Yeah, hopefully not unrealistic expectations, right?
Right.
Right. So last week's match against the University High School of Florida, they took that match in 2 games. And so we're hoping for a repeat. So between now and then, Coach Craig, how has the team been developing, changing, evolving over the past week?
Well, they've been really trying to work together a little bit more, communicating more, of course.
Right.
Trying to stick together when they're playing, not separating, of course. Things that you don't want to not do.
Right, they're important to teamwork, right? Important to working with.
Teamwork's going to make the dream work, as some people say.
So tell me a little bit about the map we're going to be playing first. What sort of map is it? What's the name of the map, and what sort of
All
map
right,
is it?
well, we're playing Dorado. It's going to be
Is it a escort? It's not escort.
yeah,
map.
it's an
It is
escort map. They're escorting a payload. It's going to go from one area to the next. So what we're going to have to do, either are we defending or are we attacking first?
Well, so we are doing one of those two. I think the blue is what? What does blue do usually?
Blue's going to defend.
So we're going to defend first, and then
Yeah.
we'll be switching to the attack mode
All
a
right,
little
so
bit later
we're going to
on.
be defending first. So what's going to happen is our team's going to have time to go up to a certain spot wherever they pick to start defending the point.
Right.
While the other team tries to push the payload to the next area.
Right. So we will see how that all goes. There's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk in the Overwatch community about this patch is going to be dropping. Thankfully, has not dropped yet, but that's going to change
Thank goodness.
gameplay.
Yeah, that's going to change a lot of gameplay.
So what are the biggest changes that we're going to be seeing in this Overwatch patch? It's going
Oh
to be coming
man,
down the
well,
pike.
13 characters are getting changed around.
Now, are they getting buffed, nerfed? What is it? What's
It's a
going on?
little bit of both for all characters.
For you, what are the biggest changes that you see in this patch?
For me, I'm going to be looking at Tracer's going to be able to shoot farther because of her drop-offs getting changed. So players that play McCree are going to have a really hard time going against Tracers now because they're not going to be able to stun them.
Very good, very good.
Another thing is tank character Winston, he's getting buffed. His shield's going to last longer when it's thrown out, and it's going to have more health. It's going to be a little bit harder for other players that actually know how to counter Winston really well. So that's going to be a difficulty in that its own.
So, and it's going to change some of the gameplay for some. I know some of the go-to characters
Oh
of
yeah,
the blue team.
Sigma's getting ridiculously
So
nerfed. He's going to be
hyper.
Yeah, that's going to be a bad thing for him.
Yeah.
Hopefully this nerf's not like, oh man, we can't play him anymore. He's not going to be one of those characters that is going to be a go-to.
Right.
But the way it's looking, it probably will be.
We're really good to go. Okay. If you want to play the Jaden. Not yet. You can just...
My name is Jane Torres. I'm from Pennsylvania. My in-game name is Hypercharge. Well, the story behind my in-game name is I'm always hyper and I'm always moving around and all that. I've been playing video games for 4 years, ever since I got the PS4. First game I ever played, probably Lego Jurassic World, it probably was. What I love playing about competitive games, I get to play against each other, you get to play with different people, meet different people. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I got into Overwatch, well, one day I asked my parents to take me to the game store. I was looking through the game shelves, I saw Overwatch. I heard it online, so I decided why not try it out, so I bought it. My favorite character to play is gotta be Bastion. My favorite part about Bastion, my favorite part is just staying there stationary in turret form. It's really easy and you take less damage while you're in that form. Mainly on the Overwatch team, I play tank, but here and there I play DPS. I joined the Overwatch team to meet new people, socialize, and all that.
Welcome back to PM Esports, and we are here live just moments away from the game starting. In fact, the game has started. We are getting in position here. PM Esports Blue moving to defend first. Tell me a little bit about this map.
Well, this map split up into a few sections that they're going to have to defend if the other team escorts farther. This map has a lot of little areas that you can go into. No big wide open areas except for the very middle of the map. So right now they're setting up. They're going to try to defend right below this one spot where you can see right now. They're going to let them push a little bit, but it looks like they have a Bastion set up behind a shield. They're going to try to break this Orisa shield that was placed right now as fast as possible. It looks like the Bastion's going to break the Sigmas as well.
So what's the most difficult thing, in your opinion, about managing this escort map?
The hardest part about managing this map is going to be sticking as a team, making sure you don't move far away from each other, and just trying to stop the enemy team as much as possible. I mean, they're going to have to single out some characters, go for kills more than being a little passive as well. With the payload moving, being passive is probably going to be the worst thing that they can do right now. So right now, pretty much their whole team got killed because of that same reason. The other team has a Bastion one, so it's going to be really hard for them to get one there. first character they're gonna have to really hound down is trying to get rid of that Bastion. He's gonna stay on the escort, and it's just gonna be really hard for him.
So they're grouping up right now. This is obviously a good thing, waiting for everyone to come back into the game, right?
Yeah. Well, even like putting their shields down, they gotta make sure that Bastion gets killed because he's just gonna keep breaking, and it's gonna be harder for them to defend because of that. Right now, he's probably one of the #1 threats on there. After their damaged people get killed, looks like the Doomfist runs in after everyone else because he knows he's gonna be able to kill a lot of them. Looks like they were able to get the Bastion, or about to get it.
So if you were on this team, that would be one of your first targets.
Oh, it would be a first target. I'd be going in as Reaper or a character that can either stun him or do something to him that can stop him. So we have a Sigma on our team. Good thing about our Sigma is that he can throw a rock and he can actually stun the Bastion. So if their shield's down, he could do that and then stop him. It looks like we're going to put a shield on the point, and then we're going to do the exact same thing pretty much that they were doing, but backwards.
Okay. So now that we have the payload, what's the key to keeping the payload from moving?
The key is either
the payload
staying with it to keep it moving back little by little, or trying to kill the enemy team as much as possible so they can't move it again. They gotta make sure that Bastion doesn't set up again, because once again, he's gonna be really hard for them to stop. It looks as of now the other team switched to a Junkrat instead. You might have also seen last week that our team was having a lot of trouble with the Junkrat, so who knows what they're gonna be trying to do with that. It looks like their team used a Moira. She used her ult, which killed mostly everyone. So it looks like they got pretty much
Pioneers in for a 5-kill section, so they have the payload again.
Yep.
So if the payload makes it to the end, does that end the match?
Well, they'll end this round in the match, and then we'll have a chance to push it as well. And if we don't go all the way like they did, then we'll lose. But if we do get to go all the way, that means there's going to be another 2 rounds and we get to go again. Yeah. Well, it looks like they're going to be a hold up right here. With that, Arisa's the only one left.
Almost.
That was a good rock throw by Sigma. There's no shields. He didn't throw it at that. He threw it at a character instead of throwing out shields. Last week, we were looking at some trouble with that one. Looks like he's got that fixed now, and he's playing pretty well.
So no one has their ults up in either team right now.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like on the other team, the hardest that they're going to have to look at is that Junkrat. They got to make sure he's not behind them like last week. So right now, they got a Baptiste. Yeah, we have a Baptiste, so as long as he gets an immortality field up, then they won't die from him again. But he's got to also make sure that he's not...
Immortality field is key.
Oh, that immortality field's going to make sure that they don't die. But as long as he doesn't go up on that bridge like he was doing, looks like our Reaper's going to go up behind and try to kill him from the top.
So let's say we stop the payload.
Looks like the Junkrat used his ult. Junkrat used his ult, and they put an immortality field up to stop it. Really good for them, what they were doing.
Does anyone else want to try?
It looks as of right now, the mage trying to stall, put up her ice block, putting up her wall, staying on top of them. For now, she doesn't have healing, but she can heal herself with the ice block, so as long as they can do that, they can stall for a good bit of time. Looks like the enemy team's going to set up for the next point. Hopefully we can stop from here, or we're going to have to make sure we go all the way with the next round.
What, so let's say stop getting it. That means it's automatically
well,
they get points for getting it part way.
Also, if it really matters, so if they don't get it all the way, we either have to get past wherever they got it, or get it on the point. We will win from that. Now, if they do get it all the way, they'll get 3 points. As of now, they'll get 2 points and then distance for whatever they get. Yeah. Looks as of right now, our Mei has her ult. She can go in. She has to wait till they're all grouped up. You gotta make sure that someone like that Doomfist is up on top. But she's gonna be good to jump down on top of them use her ult and freeze all of
there,
them.
right?
Yeah, so like right now would have been a good moment when most of them are all there, and they're gonna be able to look like they get a good bit of them now. They got one of their tanks. I think characters are gonna have to really look out for is that Doomfist. They're gonna have to try to counter him as much as possible. That Mei's gonna have to go on that Doomfist pretty good to try to freeze him to stop him, and then have someone maybe like Reaper kill him really quickly.
Right now they have the payload and they're going backwards now.
Yeah, they gotta really watch out for the Dorado. It looks like he went to that
Cease your resistance.
So the other thing that's try to manage if they stop the payload, they keep the payload to get it to the end.
looks like a thing they didn't do well was that our Sigma used his ult and the Reaper used his.
So they should've
Completely
done both
two
things.
different ults that they shouldn't have used together. Sigma lifts everyone up and Reaper stays on the ground, so that wasn't too good.
So
to
that
do.
kind of counter was counteractive, huh?
Yeah.
But,
Well, I mean, they still killed everyone with it.
right. So
Well, actually, it looks like the enemy team's Orisa shot a ball up in the air, and they got lucky with that one.
Oh, okay.
And he hit him anyway. But
right.
Two-
Enemy team still has 2 ults. Small tight.
yeah, it looks like they popped that immortality field because the Junkrat used his ult.
Still fighting for control of the payload here near the end. It looks like they'll be, well, will they be able to pull them off?
Oh, that's getting close. We look like the Baptiste and Orisa have theirs, so if they both pop theirs at the same time, looks like we'll be able to kill like a bit of them at least.
Overtime.
If they can stop them here, then they'll have to push it all the way.
All right, nice round. So round 1.
Now it looks like we're gonna have to push it mostly all the way and get
Yeah.
past that 77.01.
But round 1 goes to Penn Manor. Is that correct? Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
So you're gonna go over and chat with the team real quick?
Yeah.
Initiating match.
All right, so as you can see, round 1 went to Penn Manor. You saw the battle take place here. Effective use of ults, stopping Junkrat, and it was quite a nice show. We'll see if Penn Manor this time can push the payload all the way and make it to the end. Seems like the teams in some ways are pretty evenly matched. We'll see how they carry this next match. In a moment, Coach Craig will be back to kind of narrate the match here, and we'll see what happens next. So this next match, Coach Craig, what we see is Penn Manor is going to be pushing the payload. How is this different from what they were doing the last time? How will that change your game?
The last time they were defending, so
Right.
they're either gonna change up characters that they were doing, more attack-like characters.
if you were running this map, what characters would you be running in this map that would be
Oh
important
man,
to push that
well
payload?
you have obvious ones like Reaper. You're gonna have, of course. Sigma and Orisa are pretty good for this. You could also do combo characters, kind of like Zarya and Reinhardt would be pretty good. They have Lucio, of course, to move faster, so they can go with it. Moira, healing and damage, good combo. Once again, the other team has a Bastion. They're gonna have to pound down getting that Bastion, either stunning him or just killing him.
Right.
Looks like a Reaper's gonna go up behind. It's gonna be pretty good. You gotta make sure they get.
So he separated from the team and went behind him to kind of disrupt him.
Yeah, well, just like then, you gotta make sure if they do something like that, they gotta be out of that Bastion.
Right.
Speaking about the update coming in,
Touch from afar.
yeah, Baptiste is actually going to be a little nerfed. His immortality field's health that it has is going to be bumped down. So that's going to be a little bad for that. But it still does the same amount of healing. It's just not going to do, it's not going to have as much health. So it's a little bit easier to break.
If you can explain for our viewers, those that may not be that familiar with a lot of What is that essentially?
Well, nerfing a character is going to be quote unquote making the character a little bit worse.
Right.
Than it
Now,
was
the
already.
reason that they do it, they're doing this to try to balance the game. Is
Yeah,
that kind of the idea behind
They either nerf or buff a character, make a character better to try to balance the game. Most of the time, it doesn't work that way as a player.
it? That's the idea.
Yeah,
It's
that's the idea of it, but most of the time, it just ruins things. So right now, they have like quote-unquote meta to the game, which is like the running of characters, like a certain amount of characters together. They're really good. Well, that'll be changed around because the character's getting nerfed and debuffed. Looks like that Junkrat's gonna use his ult and circle him down. One person.
So they're regrouping up to go back in. How is this going for them so far?
As of now, the other team stopped them, but at the same time, they stopped the other team once too before that.
Right, so who knows?
It looks like they're a little bit on par with this. It's the same area that happened, so can't really. It's gonna come down to if they get this point, get the next one, and then once they're at the third one.
And get it to the third.
Yep. As of now, they got the read. He's staying with the team this time. It looks instead of faring away. It's gonna be a little better. Looks like our bash got so he's gonna kill
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! The hex kill, right?
Yeah.
Nice hex kill against.
That was really good. Our Bastion went on top, broke the immortality field of the enemy team, which was a really good thing because no one could heal them. And then right away, he killed their Baptiste, killed a healer, went right off of that, killed their Mercy, which was really good too. So after that, they had no more healing, and then he went off in for that stuff.
Right. So now they got the first point. They're on to the second point.
That was a bad play by Arissa. She threw her shield down, but then she walked forward, so then she was no longer behind the shield, and they were able to hit and kill her. So that wasn't too good of a thing to do.
But something that they can recover from. Hopefully. So they're at the second point. What's the key to moving beyond this point? What does Penn Manor have to watch?
They gotta, once again, they gotta watch for that enemy team's bash. It's gonna get on them a little too much. Looks like they're countering him pretty well, stopping him. But I don't think right now going his bash is gonna be a good thing. For one, right now, even though they spawn really close to there, he's a slow-moving character. He has to be propped up more to be able to even do more damage. They're gonna have a hard time with that. This squad, but once they get a little bit farther from that, they might be able to. Enemy team looks like they're using their bash as old, but it's going to come up with right now. Yeah, I mean, they're moving like slowly and steadily. It looks like this Reaper, instead of going for that Sigma, he should be going for the Mercy. That's actually healing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're going for a tank, make sure there's not a healer on them. So
Right, because that kind of defeats the purpose.
yeah,
right?
it's going to be a lot harder to do, and then the tank has a chance to actually defeat you instead of you beating him.
So it looks like they're going to take second point here.
Yeah, I mean, from what I see, it looks like we're actually doing it fairly fast compared to the other team.
We have
too.
3 minutes to get this next
Yeah,
point,
I mean, the other team was, went overtime during that, and then they had to get it, so
So they give some time. The door
looks like they're going to have to pop an immortality field again once again that during red. Oh, yeah, they don't even have a Baptiste at this moment. So, a good thing might be, instead of going to, let's say, a Lucio, stay the Baptiste.
Oh, look at this. There's a lot of clamor here. They took down 4 of the enemy team with that move. Payload forward. This is where the fight really begins in a lot of ways, where the fight really stopped the Pioneers last time, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, they gotta make sure once again this Bastion's gonna be a big thing for them. They could actually be using the points.
We have
sell
three alls up. pre-offs.
Yeah, it looks like they're about to move right to where they need to go, and it looks like they're gonna win this round.
Yeah! And Penn Manor won. Penn Manor won that round. So game 1, this is a best of 3. Game 1 goes, and Nelevenko, Michael got best player of the game. So he's someone we might be chatting with here after the game's fully end. With his 5-player killing streak, you took out 5 of the players there, and you'll see that both Curly Fries and Small Titan also had very, very good matches here. Small Titan played by Alyssa, Curly Fries played by Kaden, and Nelevenko played by Michael. So we have another match, and the loser this time gets to pick the next map. Gets to pick the next map, and we'll be back here in just a second. Welcome back, PM Esports. This is the second round of the match against the Pioneer Esports, Lampeter-Strasburg, here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So this map they're playing, Coach Craig is with me, and I am Scott Herzog. And Coach Craig, can you explain to us a little bit about Kings Row, this map they're playing?
So it's an assault escort map, from what I remember, and it's
Initiating
right?
match.
So still an escort. Is that what you're saying? Or is it a hybrid? It's a hybrid map, right? Is that what they call that? Coach?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hybrid. Yeah, so so you play Kings Row. What do they have to watch out for in this map from the other team? They're playing defense first.
If what we're spectating looks over, yeah. Right there, that spot's gonna be a doozy of a spot that they're gonna be looking at. They're gonna have to make sure there's no Symmetra turret set up if the other team's playing that. This little wall is gonna be a little bit to go through, so
this will be the tough thing for them.
yeah.
Ready for battle.
Very good. So new to this game is Lost in Space, played by Amaya. So she's joining the game as a tank. Curly Fries is played by Kaden. Quirky York by Kanye. Pretty Huntress played by Alyssa. Nelevenko played by Mike. And Small Titan played by Alyssa. I actually had that. Pretty Huntress is played by Austin. I had that wrong.
Hello.
So tell me a little bit about the characters that Penn Manor Blue is playing this round.
Alright, well, we got Marissa, Bastion, Baptiste, May, Sigma, and Moira.
Good
What we're
combination.
yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good combination. Looks like they're gonna try to keep the Bastion behind the wall and try to shoot as much as possible. They're gonna keep the Bastion behind. Once in a while, May might move up a little bit to try to freeze some people, try to stop them. But they're gonna have to try to throw as many turrets as possible right now in front of that mat.
Right, so they're all on the high ground here, kind of gathered together. What are they trying to do? And so they're moving, right? Yep. So this is this part payload? Is that what you're saying? Part payload, or is it like it's an assault map, right? Assault what?
Yeah. So how the map's gonna work?
What was that?
So how the map's gonna work? It's an assault escort.
So how does that work versus just an escort map? Like we saw.
So like you capture a point before you.
Got it. So it's kind of a combo. So what they're trying to do is defend the point, right?
Yes.
And this is what we're looking at right now is what they're trying to defend.
Yeah. And I mean, it looks like they're doing a pretty good job doing it right now. There's 5 of them on it, and there's only 2 of the other team as of now.
Killed their
But it looks like good thing they switched out to a Baptiste instead of Lucio from last match, because it looks like the other team has once again a Junkrat. A Junkrat's gonna do his Riptide and
a Lucio's a good move for that.
Well, no, the Baptiste
The Baptiste is a better move for it. Got it.
because he can put that immortality field down, and then looks like the other team went with a Roadhog. Not a typical character you would see for this. I don't know why they did that. Maybe if to try to pull someone out, like the Bastion, maybe. I don't know what the thought process would be for it, but looks like they're using their ults. They're gonna kill a bit of that. Looks like they gotta watch out for that drunk rat.
Curly Fries is the only one alive, left alive here. They have 2 people alive. That means they hold the map. They have 1 minute and 33 seconds yet to take this. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well,
are they going to take it?
Yeah, the other team's probably going to take it, but now they got to push the payload.
So they have stopped the payload.
Yeah.
So the way these matches work, if Penn Manor were to lose this match, then they would, it's best of three of this match, and they go into another map.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So if we lose, we have to. Then we'll get to pick another map to play on.
Right. So it'll go.
Yeah, it'll go into that. But if we win, then.
So the payload's different here. They only have 2 points to try to get to, right? Points are trying to get the payload to, and then the final point, correct?
Yep.
So versus the last map where you saw 3, that they had to kind of catch.
Looks like our secret got this. Once again, just like last week, they're gonna have to watch out for that junk rat.
So here they
that
are.
Riptide's gonna get them
The other
every
team
single
got the
time,
hexakill.
unless that Riptide's gonna get them every single time, unless they have an immortality field up. They're gonna have to really watch for that. As of now, they can stop them one time before that junk rat maybe have it again. They gotta really look out.
They really gotta watch for that.
Yeah. If the other team didn't have a junk rat, they would probably be being put back a lot. That's really what's keeping them in this right now.
So Curly Fries lost the space, pushes their ults up.
Yeah, it looks like both of our tanks have their ults and one of the healers do as well. Good thing gonna be for this is staying together, just like that.
So being together as a team is the thing that's gonna help them stop.
Well, right now they're in the last little area. They gotta make sure they stay together at this point. I mean, they can spread out a little bit around their own platform. The good thing is gonna be healers healing everyone as much as possible.
And that's what we see from this
as much
perspective here.
damage as possible as well.
So right now it looks like they're bringing them down fairly well and defending this point fairly well, keeping the payload
right now they gotta make sure ult usage is as much as possible. They gotta make sure. So Quirk York, or known as
Caden, that's Kanye.
Kanye, he's gonna be saving up. He's gonna use his ult. That Reaper ult's gonna be a good thing for them to use to stop the whole team.
Now, are they moving the payload backwards at this point?
They're gonna be moving it back a tiny little bit, but it's not gonna be like.
It's not gonna be a huge.
It's not gonna be significant for what the other team.
So their biggest thing is to keep the other team from getting.
And also a good thing right now is to make sure no one from the other team could possibly go behind them and push the payload without them being.
Yeah, the other team has 3 ults on. How dangerous is this for our team?
Oh, it could be really bad. That junk rat can get behind them. Like right now, that junk rat using his ult. That's not a good thing. But it looks like our Reaper's ult stopped the junk rats. Luckily.
So that was a very good thing.
It was a very lucky play. Not good usage by the enemy team.
So we'll see here. They still have time. There's plenty of time here. Get that payload forward. If they've been moving it forward, it looks like they're going to pull it in, right? Maybe not. Penn Manor going to stop it?
Wait.
Nah, it doesn't look that way.
They're going to be going in one by one at this point right now.
Just to try and
that
stall.
Roadhog's looking a little hard for him. So as of right now, a good play would be getting that Reaper on that Roadhog. He's a really good counter for him. Pretty much Reaper's a good counter for all tanks, but him getting that Roadhog and stopping him would be pretty good for him. Looks like our Sigma's about to get his ult. If he can spawn in time, he might be able to use that. But
so that was it. Round 1 complete. Penn Manor lost this round.
Yep.
What was the challenge for Penn Manor in this round? What made it so difficult for them to stop them?
Like last week, that Junkrat tire. They gotta really watch out for that.
Right.
I mean,
now how do you stop a Junkrat tire?
So you can either shoot at it as it's coming. So like in one case, we saw a Reaper used his ult, and
that stopped it.
It accidentally stopped it because it destroyed it. But like little areas like this, where it's just a long pathway and they can see it far away, they can shoot at it, try to break it. Baptiste Immortality Field, so no one dies from it. Little things like that to try to stop it as much as possible. But it looks like that Roadhog was really giving him a hard time that round. And it looks like our Reaper's going to have to step it up a little bit, make sure he's on that. Because as of now, we're going to have to be seeing... It doesn't look like they're switching up
characters yet.
Yeah, well, looks like they instead of having Reaper, they switched up to Symmetra. I don't know what they're looking at with that one. Symmetra as of right now is pretty good.
Right.
So the other team has an Orisa, so the team's Orisa could put down her shield. The Symmetra could be hitting the shield with her gun, charging that up, and then she could start doing more damage than she usually can. So this map has little ways that it's like she can throw her turrets down. They won't see them, so if they go behind a wall or something, they'll start shooting them. They do a lot of damage after a certain amount of time, so that can be really good.
So we're behind the shield. We are trying to take the first point here. So 2 people kind of jumped out in front of the shield. And that was part of the reason that...
What they did was they tried to throw a Symmetra teleporter. They did do that. 2 of them got through into it, but it broke after that, so then 2 of them were stuck.
Right.
They gotta make sure they're coordinating about that, and they have to actually physically say that they're doing that to each other. So then you won't have instances like that when it's only 1 or 2 people going.
So they're waiting. So here the team kind of split up a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like they need to be they need to coordinate with each other, and they need to go around the same way that everyone else is going. They can't split up. Splitting up is going to be a really bad thing for them, especially capture.
I mean, unless you get lucky, that just doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of lucky moments last time. The other team easily won even faster than they did.
So right now, they're just trying to whittle down the other team. No one's contesting the point. We are on track, right?
Yeah, no one's really contesting the point. Looks like they're going to go for kills. The enemy team actually is a little bit farther back, and it takes them longer to get there. So if they can at least stop them from getting there, go up, push shields up. That's looking like the hardest thing for them is setting up shields.
Meteor strike.
So right now, points being contested. New York lost the space, dead at this time, and looks like Rise may go follow suit. Oh no, well yes, follow suit. So it looks like some of them So how does this look right now? They're capturing.
It looks like they're going to be able to capture the point. I mean, most of that happens, so it's going to be a good thing for them.
Heroes never die.
Bastion's ult.
Yeah.
Kill a good bit of them, yeah.
Right, so contested. Penn Manor kills some good nice.
That Doomfist is really giving them a hard time. They gotta make sure they move. All right, they got the point.
They
So
got
it looks
the
like
point.
they're pushing now.
So now they got payload.
Yes.
So now that they've accomplished the first objective, what's going to be the hard thing about them pushing the payload here? What's the point that they have to watch out for?
The hardest point that they're gonna have to watch out for is probably gonna be right around when they go around this corner. Other than that, it's gonna be pretty much a straightaway once they get to a certain distance. This little town area is gonna be the hardest.
Well, there's so many nooks and crannies we can try to just
Oh
pop
yeah,
in.
this is probably gonna be the best spot for some set up turrets. So small areas within this. Characters like, so I can see like a Roadhog in this area, Reaper in this area. Characters that do close-up damage are gonna be in that kind of spot.
Yeah, because it's so compact.
Yeah.
So it looks like they got the payload.
Now, if they want to get out of this area, the good thing they can do is if they kill the enemy team, Symmetra can throw up her ult, so then they have room to move.
So the payload's being moved back a little bit. When they hit point, they get the payload to the next point. They're given more time. Correct?
Yeah. So once they get to the next point area, they're gonna have a little bit more time to push to the last spot. There's a few things here that they could definitely fix. Shield placements are affecting ult usage. So after the first round, Signal use their ults at the same time.
Right. They still have a minute 12 to hit that first objective in this escort match. Test, so they still have time to make that.
60 seconds.
Furious battle at this point. Pretty Hunters and Malevenko has the...
Right now, that Bastion has a shield on. What he's going to want to be doing is shooting the shield as much as possible, making sure they're not up, making sure the enemy team cannot go anywhere. But at the same time, the Orisa has to make sure that she places the shield on the point so the Bastion's not in an open spot.
30 seconds to get this payload where it needs to go. I'll challenge you for our folks. 20 seconds left. Countdown now at 15 seconds to get that payload moving. Fantastic. 5 seconds. And
They're going to have to make sure they stay on this point.
yeah, so it's over.
So it's going to be on overtime until one of them, until they all step off. And they'll keep going down.
So they
So
have
what they have to make sure is they stay on the point. They are very close to this area where they have to get.
So the other team's going to be trickling in to try to compress this. So they got pay. They got the point.
Yeah, well, since it was an overtime, now they have a little bit less time to get to the next spot.
So they have a minute and 20 seconds to kind of get to this next objective here.
Yeah,
So if they win this puts them into the third round of this match. Is that correct?
yeah, so now then they'll go into another set of 2 rounds of capture and escort.
Here we are. 50 seconds left for this one. Penn Manor escorting payload to the final stage. Trying to keep the Pioneers at bay.
The way it looks, the Baptiste's immortality field in the enemy team is really keeping them in. I mean, every time that gets put up, I think they should really go for that. so that's really keeping a lot of the enemy team alive. At the same time, right now, they gotta make sure no one's taking a lot of damage. They need to make sure that everyone's weak. It's gonna be a little bit harder for them because it looks like
Yeah, it looks like it's contested here a little bit, and maybe push back. They gotta make sure that they have people there.
A good ult usage is gonna do that Sigma, but it looks like we're definitely not have time for that.
So LS wins this round. So with LS winning this round, we now get to pick a third map. Is that correct?
Yes.
So what was the challenge for Penn Manor in this last round? What
Big challenges were that Baptiste, his immortality field. Once again, this junk rat, he was escaping on the ropes again. They didn't have a Baptiste, so he was just using his ult, killing most of them every time.
Right. Welcome back to Overwatch. This is Penn Manor Esports. I am one of your moderators here. I am Scott Herzog. I'm advisor of Penn Manor Esports. And joining me shortly will be Coach Craig, who is also providing commentary as we do this next map. So, Coach Craig, can you tell me a little bit about this map and what we're looking at here? This is an assault map. So what can you tell me about this map that they're playing?
Ready for battle.
Alright, so they're in an assault map. That means they're gonna have to capture a point and then go off again and capture another one. We've seen this map, of course, from our gold team from last week.
That's right, because that was the second map that they had done.
Yep.
So why did Penn Manor Blue say, this is a map that we wanted to choose?
Well, it was a map they were practicing on, so they should know every little part of it at this point.
Right.
I would hope.
And what will be the challenges for them as they, I guess they're on offense now? Is that the first time?
Penn Manor's on, they're on offense right now.
Right. So they're trying to take
Looks like
the
they're all
objectives.
going to go out to the same spot, and they're going to try to go left. Going left is a good thing on this map sometimes, but if I've seen in games of mine that I've personally played in, sometimes they have someone sitting there that can do a move that can actually take everyone off the map. It's funny to watch, but it's not funny if you're a part of it.
Yeah, it's not funny if you're the person being taken off, right? So the important thing, though, for them is to stay together in this map.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a map that they're going to have to stick together. This map, right now, they're going to have to be really aggressive when they're going up. They're going to have to get past this first spot. Once they get past this first spot and get this first point, it's going to make it a little bit easier. It's more open, more space to move around. But right now, they have to really stay together, stick in the same spot, and make sure they can really hound down and getting kills.
Right.
The characters they're going to have to really watch out right now is going to be that Fist and the other is Mercy. Every time they kill someone, that Mercy's been revived. So they're going to have to really watch out.
So they really need to, in a sense, target that Mercy.
Oh yeah, they're going to have to go for kills when they go for that Mercy. Right now, I mean, the Doomfist was back a little bit. Yeah, they're going to be having to go for that Mercy. That Mercy and that Doomfist from last time really make it hard for them.
Right. But not impossible. They certainly can do it.
Oh, they can do it. They have to stay together and be more coordinate about it and just figure out what they're doing here. Once they get that Doomfist dead, then they can go for the Mercy. Once they get the Mercy dead, then they're pretty much in the clearing about it. But they also have to make sure that the enemy team's Baptiste's field mortality gets destroyed too.
So there's a lot of things that you got to be keeping track of. So every person needs to be doing kind of their own role here. So they're still trying to get to the objective. They have it there. They aren't really it's contested, so that means there's people that are in it, right? And but they're barely holding it, right? Nelemenko's the only one there, and now it's not really even contested at all. So they kind of have to regroup, go back into the fight. Yeah, still have a minute 30 to kind of get this objective.
They're gonna have to all regroup. somehow get past this first little spot and keep going. Looks like a hard time that they are having is once they get past this area is sticking together. From what we saw, the Reaper went all the way across on the other side. He's by himself and you got targeted.
Obviously, if you're by yourself, you become a secret target. So 3 of our guys have their ults, so they can certainly pop smalls here. Is that something they want to do? Well, they did. They're now in contesting this, right?
Yes. They gotta really watch out for that. This he's gonna be getting a lot of them really quickly.
All right. So healing's gonna be important. Now Levenko's down.
They gotta make sure they get.
So we have 2 ults up. Like Corky York popped his ult. Kanye popped his ult.
It's looking that they killed the enemy team and they're going to be able to capture this first point.
All right, so this is looking good for them. Any way the enemy team can stop the capture of this.
Baptiste moving forward's not. They should have all stayed back.
So, but it looks like they have this point, right? They're basically keeping the.
Personally, split it. So like right now, we had one person that went off the left. They had a healer back capturing it still, and they all went forward. What they should have done was all stay back, waited until a point was captured, then move forward, progress. Because now you have a healer that's waiting to go up. You have a teammate that's not even with you, and then it's gonna be a little bit harder because then you're looking at 4 and 6 of the other team.
So the important thing, as we said, as we've been saying all along, is to stay together. Stay together. This is one of the.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a big thing. They gotta really watch out for that. Once again, Junkrat using his tire. They were able to stop it that time, luckily. But they gotta make sure they stay together as a team, go forward as a team, and stick together as a team, because that is how they're gonna win on a map like this. Once they start splitting up, that's when you see more mistakes and more bad things happen. Looks like they're trying to go through this little room. That might not be the best idea. They might want to try to go up top and then go over.
But they are in capturing the point now.
Looks like the other team had a technical issue.
Do they pause?
Looks like the other team's having a technical issue at this moment. We'll have to maybe pause and wait for a little bit.
Yeah, so the other team looks like it was disconnected. We're not sure what happened. So we do not win by default here, I don't believe. Can the game be paused? What? All right, we are back in the match here. So what happened apparently is the Pioneer Esports had a disconnect problem and they all dropped out of the game. So the match was entirely restarted. But we are back here and I'm with, again, Coach Craig, and my name is Scott Herzog here.
Now this could be either a good thing or a bad thing that happened. Who knows?
We know a little bit.
Now they possibly could have figured out a plan and something to do.
Right.
Which might work a lot better.
But this works for.
It looks like they're actually capturing a lot quicker than the first time because of that. So,
right.
I mean, maybe this worked better for them than we were expecting. You know what I mean?
Assuming there's not more connection issues. I mean, that connection issues are also always an issue.
Yeah.
So they're obviously working to hold now the second objective, and we'll see how we target. So, again, the important thing is taking down that Mercy. They're still playing Mercy, right?
Oh, yeah. The way it's looking, they're going after their healers first, and that's going to be a
major
thing
key
for them to do. Yeah, their healers, especially that Mercy's keeping that Doomfist alive, reviving him every time he goes down. They need to make sure they go after that Immortality Field, and they're going to be pretty good if they keep doing that.
Right. So again, the game was on pause. There was a disconnect in the game. We have 2 people with ults up, with Pretty Huntress and Curly Fries. Pretty Huntress using his ult right there. Curly Fries dropping his ult as we work at taking the second objective, as Penn Manor tries to take the second objective here.
Looks like the other team's switching up. They're throwing a Zarya out.
Right. So
You gotta watch out for that Junkrat.
But boom, and they take round one. So Penn Manor took round 1 here, and fairly quickly. That was quick. And the idea of targeting Mercy was crucial to them winning. Anything else?
I mean, it looks like they followed some advice and
Right? Hey,
they went
it's
after
amazing what
healers.
you can do when you follow advice, right?
Yeah.
Coach Craig here. Often, one of the things, Coach Craig, you have become called Coach Craig because you kind of been coaching this Penn Manor Blue team, right?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun watching them just like getting to know each other better, becoming a team together,
Yeah.
and just all around just growing together as a team.
Yeah, when it's
They've been doing good. They've been following advice, like just now saying about maybe they should be going for healers instead of going for the tanks right away. And the way it did, it cut out for them, and they were able to stop them very quickly. I mean,
so this time we're defending. Penn
yes.
Manor Blue is defending, and the Pioneers are going to try and take points. So we're going to get in position. What's key to holding these points, in your opinion, as a player?
Oh, the key to holding this point is shields going back and forth, staying behind them. Once again, staying together as a team. Don't push up too far. Stay back more. This is the kind of moment where they could be a little bit passive just because they're staying here. At the same time, be a little bit aggressive too. So like our Bastion, he's going to set up. He's going to be shooting at them going through. As long as they go on what is our right side, their left instead of the other way, we're going to be fine. And that's the way it's looking.
So they're pulling the same thing that our team did, was move left, at least initially. Last round they didn't move left, but they're going to try and hold them at that point. So they fell back to the objective.
They went back because the other team just kept going around instead of trying to go through the middle area.
So they're trying to come in.
They're going to have to once again get behind their shields and shoot up into the way that they're going.
So
the thing that they're going to be having to go for right now is going to be their healers and their tanks and trying to let.
And it looks like they're holding them off fairly well.
Yeah, it's looking. Now, the thing is going to be that Mercy. That Mercy is going to be reviving every single time she has.
So as long as they can get to that Mercy, that's going to be key to them keeping.
Oh yeah, that Mercy is literally keeping.
Now a bunch
the
of them are in
really
front of the
alive.
shield here. Is that a problem, or is that good at this point?
I mean, shield placements could probably change to where they're going. Right now, they see them going there, so they can move forward a little bit more and change that. But it looks like our Reaper's going to go up behind and stop a good bit of them.
So we need to hold this point for 2 minutes, 40 seconds, right?
Yes. Right now, they're looking good with time. They did when they went, they did it really fast, and now they're just being able to stay back. That Bastion with the shield in front of him is going to really keep them going with this one.
So we have one person up there kind of by himself. Tell me a little bit about what Pre-Huntress is trying to do here out in front
right
of
now Pre-Huntress is actually trying to scout out where the enemy team's going.
Right.
Yeah.
So even if Penn Manor were to, let's say, lose this round, they would go to a third round to see who wins the match, right?
Yeah, so if they lose this round, then there would be another 2 sets of both teams trying to go again. And then they would have to see whichever ones do that. Then it mostly comes down to time and how fast you can do it.
Right.
So like right now, we are amazing on time, and they could be looking really fine with that right now.
3 ults with 3 others soon to pop. So
yeah, it looks like we're gonna pop an ult. Doesn't look like the ult was popped in a good area. It was a little sideways, but it looks like our Reaper's gonna do it anyway, and it's gonna get him.
Oh look,
Looks right now we have our Bastion with his ult. So that's going to be a good thing when the team comes again, because then they'll have 1 damage ult to be able to do a little bit more.
So we took out 5 of their players. That obviously gave us a huge advantage. Left 3 of ours standing in that round.
Yeah, well, it looked like from that, one little crucial thing that they didn't do was Baptiste placed his ult in a very bad direction.
Was that our Baptiste?
Our Baptiste placed a very bad spot. But Reaper used his, and he was able to pull that in, which was really good. Looks like they killed they killed their Reinhardt, they killed their Zarya. You gotta make sure that. Well, looks like our Bat. They gotta watch out for that Riptide tire. They gotta really shoot at that if they can. Now, one thing with Junkrat, which we've just seen, was after he died.
Yeah, he died. Then what? Lost your train of thought.
I did.
Yeah, that's all right. That happens in any match here. But right now, we're still holding the point. The point's still being.
So when a Junkrat dies, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I got it back.
When
a Junkrat dies, he actually drops a lot of his grenades, and then they go off. So just like that, we saw our teams.
So this is overtime. They have to. So they're going to take this first point. Are we going to be able to stop them here in time?
Well, right now, so their team took a very long time for this. So no, we're not going to be able to stop them. But their time for the second point is going to be like, say, 3 minutes. Yeah.
3
So,
minutes.
yeah.
So it's short. Is that
yeah,
short?
They'll have a little bit shorter time for it. So they'll have a little less time than we would. So now if they go into overtime again, they're gonna have a lot less time compared. We have 4:48. So next time they might have like, I don't know, a minute 30 if it goes on like this.
We have 3 of our guys that have ults. We have a 4th just in the cusp of getting his ults.
Yeah, it looks like they were able to stop the enemy team fairly quickly.
Wow, look at
with
that.
Yeah.
Down through and still working them down. Are they still targeting the Mercy here?
Pretty much every time that they did, they've been killing healers really quickly first, and then going off the tank that's after that.
Right, so it looks like they're holding this point pretty good. 2 minutes left in this map. Obviously, the goal is they can stop it. The Penn Manor takes the entire
Looks like
match.
our Reaper's not. He's going a little too frontward. He should be staying back a little bit more.
Right.
Looks like he's going up. He's scouting out, seeing where they're going, calling that out, and then going back.
Right. And who's playing our Reaper? Which player is that?
Quirky.
So Quirky.
Oh, looks like he used his ult. He went back.
So he went out front.
He went out. This was really good what he did. He saw all the players on their team that had less health. He, like the ones that aren't tanks, went out, used his ult behind them, and killed them before they could even possibly get to the point. It was a great play. We love to see that here.
Oh, wow.
Kanye's a player that he doesn't have much to fix. He has little things that he's doing. He knows what he's doing as a damage character. He's going out, and he's doing really good plays as that. I really like to see him playing. He's really fun to watch. He knows what he's doing most of the time. He's barely died, I think, in this game.
We have 4 ults up. They have 3. It looks like they just popped 2 of them. No, they have 4 up as well. So will this be the battle of the ults?
Oh yeah, we're gonna see a lot of ults being used.
Popped here. So obviously they're still trying. Nelavenko's still alive, but this is a problem, isn't it? They are now contesting point, but will they be able to stop this here in the remaining time? Yep, they are contesting point here. So obviously they're trickling in. This obviously is problematic. So they just need to get the point. Will they do it? No, they don't. Do they have it? Oh. So round 2. So this takes it to 3 rounds.
Yeah, right now it's going to be looking on time. We got 4 minutes left. That's going to be doing that. They have 0 time. So right away, it's going to be going off of like, I think maybe it starts them with a minute 30 or something.
So they have to capture the first objective in a minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be
Ready for battle.
Oh, thank gosh. Well, it looks like they had another technical difficulty.
Another disconnect for Pioneers. But we paused the game. We will not have to replay the game. What? Yeah, so we're going to take a break. We'll be right back here, and we're waiting for them to join back in the match. All right, we are back. This is Penn Manor Esports. The game is currently paused. Apparently, there have been some connection issues with Pioneer Esports, and but we are working at getting the game unpaused in just a second. Pauses in Overwatch are not entirely unheard of. I remember watching a match this summer where we had a game pause for an hour. Do you want to talk a little bit about it? It's typically not connection issues, though.
Yeah, it's usually not connection issues. Sometimes it's like if somebody's mouse breaks, or if the computer breaks and they got to get a new one set up, which was what I think actually happened there. I
Right.
think they didn't have a fan or something in it, and the computer fried.
Well, that'll happen without a fan, huh?
Yeah,
They probably weren't using Alienware.
probably not. Yeah,
This is a running joke between Clay. Clay, you play with Alienware, right? That's
yeah,
what you have?
yeah, I do.
Yeah, so you swear by it. So right now the match has been restarted.
Calling me out. I don't like this.
What?
Calling out my Alienware.
I am calling out your Alienware online on Twitch, right? So here we are. We are going to.
No, we have our 4 minutes. They got good time.
So
but
we are defense. Are we defense in this one, or are we trying to take the objective?
We are trying to take the objective as of right now.
All right, so we'll see how it goes. So they're
Now,
going.
now if we can do what we did last time and be really fast with it, that'd be great. Usually you don't see this in a match, and the other team tries to defend with the high ground on that platform. It's a really weird area to be doing that. What they could do is go around.
And
Yeah.
that's what they're doing right now. They're going around this match to kind of try and come in from the back way. We saw the same thing done by LS in the last round, them try to do it this way.
Yeah.
Is this a good way to kind of tackle this objective, or what's the problem?
It matters how you play it, but the way that it looks like they're splitting up. Should not be doing that. Should be sticking together.
It does divide their attention, I guess, a little bit.
Oh yeah, they should be staying together more and going for the healers like they were doing, playing like they just were not too long ago instead of trying to do a different strategy, which looks like what they're actually doing with other characters at the moment. So, I mean, maybe they should go back to what they were doing.
So it looks like most of them now are grouped up here on the top here. We have, of course, the machine gun rattling off at them, bringing down our Pioneer, taking member after member here. So they are making progress, it seems like. So the point is now being contested. Obviously, key there is to continue to take down the Mercy, right?
Yes.
No mercy for
Good
the Mercy.
Yeah. Yeah, good thing is what they're doing is really going for that Mercy, keeping her out.
So they're working at it, working at getting him down. Point is still being contested. So what do we have? We won that round?
We won that round just because of time.
Time and that. So, Juan, and here we at Quirky York, Reaper. As you were saying, Kanye did a fantastic job this game, kind of helping carry the team, right? Is that right? So this means that this is an official win. Are we getting a photo? We'll get a photo of this, but
Yeah, I mean, they played good. They stayed as a team. There's a few things they need to fix up. I mean, the character
let me ask
selection
you
that
this.
time around may have been
As
a
someone who
little bit
knows the game, what did Penn Manor do well in this match?
Oh, this match, I'm gonna say what they did well was, for instance, they stayed together, of course. But let's move it on and say someone that I think deserves a little credit of this game was Kanye. He was playing Reaper. There was moments when he knew perfectly when to use his ult. He pulled it in for him. He actually went behind the enemy team, figured that 4 of them were only sitting there waiting for their tanks to get back. Went and he killed them, and he was pretty much really good this match. And as a
So he's the
coach,
guy of
that's
the
really
team
good
that
to
really
hear.
impressed
Yeah.
this time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This was pretty impressive. There's some things that could be fixed with
What were
these
some of
that
the
we'll
things?
see.
What were some of the tweaks that you think could help Penn Manor maybe take them to the next stage of their playing?
Oh, I'm thinking some tweaks are really they're doing good with communication, but doing callouts with ults is going to be a good thing. Using like a Sigma ult with a Reaper ult is going to really be not the best for them.
Right.
It worked out because of what happened, but you don't want to see that ever pretty much.
Right. Right.
So,
So some things to work out. I did hear them calling out some alts during the game, but
oh
obviously,
yes, and they're doing callouts for people on the
right.
sides. They were calling out where the Mercy was to go after her. That was a good thing what they were doing.
Yeah.
But they need to make sure during these times they gotta stay together as a team, work together as a team, and play as a team.
So we're going to try and get an interview with Kanye in just a second. Would you be able to go over there and get Kanye?
Oh yeah, I can
So
go get him.
we're gonna bring Kanye in, player of the game, find out how he felt about this game, how this went for him, and we'll be right back in just a moment. So I am sitting with Quirky York, otherwise known as Kanye. Kanye, welcome. And so tell me a little bit. This game, you were named player of the game. For you in this match, what really went well for you as you were playing? One of the big things that we were enjoying watching, the one time you went way out in front of your team and you just used your ult at such a beautiful moment when the enemy team had players that were low in health and you just took them out. And there was a lot of cheering going on. What made you to pull that decision? Was it exactly that? Yeah, right, right. It was something that was a real good move. Um, for the team, looking at the team as a whole, what worked well for you guys today? So you guys are learning, right, and growing, yeah. So where do you see the area of growth that you want to see your team move in next? So you're calling out aughts better. You are obviously staying together as a team as a general rule. What do you think needs to be worked on? Is it tweaking characters? Is it, in your opinion, building up your strategy and continue to work with it? Well, Kanye, thank you so much for sitting down and chatting with us here at Penn Manor Esports. And this is Scott Herzog, and I'm going to be signing off today. Thank you for joining us on Penn Manor Esports. Narrating this game was Coach Craig as well. Shout out to Caden's proud mom who's in the chat. And we will catch you next week.